Describe the types of elaborate cakes you've made. What's the largest cake you've ever made?
The most elaborate cake I've ever made would probably be this green one. It was for the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show where we had to use a China pattern. Though the plate was white, it had a green trim, and I like that. These flowers, mums have over 300 petals on them on the larger ones and about 150 on the smaller ones. I made up the technique for making the double color leaves, and also the friezes are freehand. The string work that I did is very long. It was done with a zero tip, and I had to hand paint each string with gold luster dust and Everclear or grain alcohol. I also made the base, so I did the sewing. I made the base, put the fringe around it, did the base. I did covered it. All of the border is like tile, piece by piece. So this is my most elaborate cake. I know I've done a lot of elaborate. My largest cake, I have a picture right, but it was about 4 feet tall. It was blue. The base cake was about, I guess it was about 10 inches tall. And then I put a huge fan on the front of it, made of gum paste. I had blue peonies, and I put a red peacock on top. The peacock started with a paper mache egg for the shape, and then I added various types of sugar paste to get the shape, and made the feathers, made the individual feathers going down, and then on the tail, which was closed, I still made individual feathers and colors for that. So that was my largest. I didn't make it because of the humidity, kind of died. So, but I still have the peacock somewhere.
Describe your construction and technical abilities. What's the hardest cake you've ever designed and made?
Well, the blue cake I was just describing was one of the most difficult because it was very hard to put fondant on a 10-inch high, 12-inch, or I guess it's more like 15-inch cross cake. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. My favorite method for support, usually for smaller cakes, is using just straws, drinking straws with a skewer down in them, cut to the proper level. If I'm going to go with a bigger cake, then I use support systems such as Wilton pillars, things like that. It depends on the cake. I have also planned cakes, haven't quite gotten there, but I do know how to make cakes using all thread or pipes. I do not like PVC because it's flexible, but if for piping, I would use copper piping.
How would you rate your ability to work under pressure and under time constraints?
Working under pressure, it comes with a job whenever you're doing cakes. No matter what your situation, no matter what your health, you have a cake to get out. You have a cake to get finished and get ready. If you're dying of the flu, too bad. You get that cake done. And you're always running out of time because nothing ever goes smoothly. I think I've only been ahead of time twice, and then one of them I forgot a cake and had to go back to making the groom's cake. So, but I handle it fine. I don't freak out or anything. I just take care of business.
What, in your opinion, makes a great cake baker, decorator? Describe in detail what makes someone a bad cake baker or decorator.
I think a great baker or even a cook is someone who puts love into everything that they put on the plate. Whenever they're baking, cooking, whatever, and when their heart and soul goes into their food. That also works whenever you're decorating a cake. If you put your heart and soul into what you're decorating, it will show. Your cakes will shine, they will be amazing. Even if you're not the most talented decorator or you're not the most experienced decorator, if you put your heart and soul into that, you will have a gorgeous cake. A bad baker, decorator, someone who doesn't care. It's just hoping to make some money off of a little bit of sugar.
How do you think you'll handle quick-fire type challenges and working in a group for bigger challenges? What do you think will be your strengths and weaknesses?
I think the quick fires will be a lot of fun. Sometimes I can work fairly quickly, sometimes things don't go smoothly, but I do like that sort of thing. I like challenges. In a group dynamic, I can either be a follower or a leader. I will do what I need to do to help the team, but I also do what I need to do to make sure that I am not the problem.
Strengths and weaknesses?
Strengths. My strengths is that I can be a leader, I can be a follower. Weakness, sometimes my hands don't function a little bit slow.
If you're up against other contestants, will you be competitive in order to win the cash and prizes? How far will you go to win?
I will be extremely competitive to win, but I will not cheat, and I will not sabotage.
If you're up against other contestants, will you be competitive? Is that the? Oh, sorry. How do you handle stressful situations? How do you react?
Stressful situation. For the most part, that's what my life is a stressful situation. The most stressful thing I've ever had happen was when I first became very ill with multiple sclerosis. And it took 3 months to figure out what was causing my problems. I couldn't walk. I was jumping around like a fish out of water with the muscle spasms. I looked like I was having grand mal seizures. The doctors were taking their time, and they were telling me stuff I knew wasn't true. I got mad. First I was depressed, upset, and then I got mad. And then I made the doctors do something, and they finally figured out that after a lot of testing that it was multiple sclerosis. And once that diagnosis was made, then I was able to start doing research and figure out how to deal with it, and I did.
Please describe the most stressful time in your life and how you reacted/handled it.
Well, sorry, I answered the wrong question there.
It's the same question, basically.
It's still the multiple sclerosis. It's pretty much taken away everything that I worked so hard to achieve, but I still keep trying.
What does baking cake decorating mean to you? Has baking decorating ever got you through a hard time?
I love making cakes. Whenever I make flowers, I am in my own little world, and all of my problems are just somewhere else. So making cakes, baking, it makes me happy.
What's going to give you an edge in the competition and why?
Good. I like doing it. I like competition. I don't give up, and I'm good.
Why do you want to be on the show?
I think for me this is going to show myself and others that I can do it no matter what my health situation. I think that I would be a very good contestant. I would show some interesting ideas, show people simpler ways to do things. I can be a mentor to some. I can make some people behave if I need to. And it really is just something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And the money would be pretty darn nice.
Why should we pick you?
Because I'm worth it. Like, L'Oreal, I'm worth it. I put in the time to learn how to decorate. I am self-taught. I make gorgeous cakes. I work hard. I'm fair. I'm going to do the best that I can. And I will be interesting because I'm going to say crazy things. Not intentionally, it just comes out that way. So I want to do this because it's what I need to do for me. And I will be a great contestant. And everybody's going to be cracking up just with stuff that happens to me. As you can tell by the frosting everywhere.
That was the last question.
Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you do give me consideration. And I'm going to put some frosting on here, and maybe my hands won't fight back. And I'll show you also that I can write on a cake. I also can teach people how to write on a cake without it looking like some kindergartner wrote it. Oh, by the way, this is a sponge cake. I don't normally do sponge cake because I remember when I first started, I thought they looked like a pain in the rear. Way too much work, way too many dishes, and I was right. So, oops. Not perfect. There we go. Thank you.